What's up? I see people. What's good? All right. So we're live on YouTube. That's good. All right. Everything's sort of solved here. All right. What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, Matt Butale, IFBB PRO. And we're going to be breaking down a story that I know you probably heard 1,000,005 times, but nonetheless, it's still really important. And I want to talk about it because it's going to reflect on a lot of things that as human beings, we all experience, myself included. And I'm sort of going to put everybody under the knife here. All right. And we're going to dissect a little bit when it comes to our habits, our intrinsic habits, why we do what we do, and how to fix like all the bad things that we do. Okay. So before we get into this, I want you to know that we will be doing a $100 giveaway on episode number 100. And right now we're on episode number 94. So we're 6 episodes away from episode 100. Okay. So I'll be giving $100 US on the 100th episode, live and direct. So all you got to do to enter is share it out to a friend and let them know that you're getting value from the Meathead on the Mic podcast. So with that out the way, we'll be diving into the podcast episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, Meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your returning champion, IFBB PRO Matt Butale, coming at you with another topic, and today I'll be sharing a story. All right, a story that you probably heard 1,000,000 times, but a story that you still need to hear nonetheless. All right. As we go through this episode, I want to let you know if you were listening to this live, you already heard this, but if you're listening to this on the recording, I'm letting you know that we're at episode number 94 and we're 6 episodes away from the $100 giveaway. Right. I'll be giving away $100 US on the 100th episode. All you got to do to enter this giveaway is share it out to a friend. All right. Share it out to a friend. Let somebody know that you're getting value from the Meathead on the Mic podcast. You know what time it is. Nothing but love. Let's get into today's topic. Okay. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the fucking sub, please. Like, for real. All right. So let's get into this one. Let's get into this one over here. So we all know about the story about the boy who cried wolf, right? Essentially, if you don't know the story, he was pretty much a sheep. He was lying the whole entire time about there being a wolf. And let's get into it. Okay. It's the story of the boy who cried wolf. So it's a story about how a boy kept ringing like a false alarm about seeing a dangerous wolf. Okay. He kept ringing this alarm about seeing a dangerous wolf. And he repeated the mistake of calling false alarms until nobody believed him. Because everyone's like, okay, this guy's just fucking, he's talking, he's making shit up. He's just, getting our attention by claiming there's a wolf and there's no wolf. Until one day, an actual wolf showed up. And as he cried and pled for help, nobody actually responded to him because they thought he was lying again. They thought he was just ringing the false alarm as he usually does. And you can picture how that ends. The wolf's going to rip into your face and kill you and your children. And jokes aside, it's the same thing. And I sort of see that happen when so many people come up to me and say, Matt, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. Or, yo, bro, I'm going to get rid of this beer belly in 6 months with this new fucking diet. It's sick and I'm going to do it. Or like, Matt, I'm going to compete and win in my first try, or I'm going to compete at this bodybuilding show and I've never competed before, right? And people would say these things to me in a sense, ringing what I call false alarms when I compare them to the story of the boy who cried wolf. And they repeat these phrases so much without even like realizing what they're kind of doing, because most of these people have said these things in the past to me, or like to other people even, right? But like I fail to see that they fail to see that they're sort of repeating that same thing over and over again, right? So like, you tell me these things because you want to be seen, all right? And I fucking see you. Like, I get it. Like, you're only saying that you want to compete because you want me to know that you're going to compete, or you are only saying that you want to lose 20 pounds in the new year because you want me to understand that you're going to go and lose those 20 pounds in the new year. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just a regular human being. You may view me as a super jack guy. You may view me as a pro bodybuilder. Whatever it is, you might want to confide in me and tell me these things or have these confessions about these great things that you want to achieve with your body. And that's cool, right? Like, I see you. If you want to be acknowledged, I see you. I acknowledge you, right? That's fine. It's human nature. It pumps me up when people I see tell me about their goals and like they're serious about it. Like, I get pumped up when I hear it. You know what I mean? I really do. I generally do get happy for the other person when they tell me they want to make a fucking change. However, I often see the very same people the following year or even a couple months down the line after they made their bold claims and their bold statements, and they're like not following up with what they said that they were going to do. They're not following up with what initially had them committed to that journey. And like, let me tell you with firsthand experience, guys and girls, because I'm not perfect. It's the worst thing that you can do. Not the worst for me, but it's the worst for yourself. Like, what I call this is being a sheep in a wolf's clothing, or you can even call it the other way around if you behave the opposite, right? And you do opposite of what I just said, but it's essentially a sheep in wolf's clothing, right? Like, they make people want to see them as this person who's accomplished all of these things, but in reality, that they haven't really accomplished them, and they sort of just want like the butt slaps and the acknowledgement of having done said thing without actually doing it. Which is why they say, I'm gonna fucking lose 20 pounds this year, or I'm gonna compete and win for the first time, and like that makes them feel good, right? When I acknowledge it and say, fuck, that's awesome, because I'm actually proud of them. Like, I'm happy that they want to do these things. And they get that acknowledgement, they get that sense of being seen, and they're like, okay, like, fucking mission accomplished. I impressed the guy that I want to impress, or at least I got it off my chest. And getting it off my chest is enough for me to move forward and actually feel like I actually completed this goal when I didn't, which is the worst thing you can do for yourself. Because I mean, you can try to impress anybody, and fuck, you might even do it. But if you can't impress yourself, you're fucked. The only real way you can actually impress yourself is to do the thing that you said you were going to do and actually commit to the change that you wanted to make, and then have those results empower you. Does that make sense? Again, don't get me wrong. I love hearing about ambition. I love like hearing about people's goals and like them wanting to achieve a certain body fat percentage, or be able to lift a certain amount of weight or get stronger or whatever. Like, I love hearing about that shit, because that's what I tell myself in my head and I actually fucking do it. I love hearing about it under the condition that you support those words with your actions. Okay. We all know talk is cheap. Talk is really fucking cheap, right? And I'm not saying this to like demotivate anybody or to like, don't tell me your goals. Like, fucking still share them with me. But if you're gonna make a commitment instead of telling your goal, make sure that you are committed to that goal, right? Because it's very sweet to hear about it. As I said, it's music to my fucking ears, right? It's very sweet to hear about it. I love hearing about when people want to step up and make that change for themselves, for their family, for their partner, or whatever it is, under the condition that they actually support those goals with their actions, right? So otherwise, in a sense, in a way, if you don't have the energy or you don't have the intention of, living through those actions, spare your words. I mean it, right? Just because you look up to somebody, you know, who eggs you on about how great you are or how great your unfinished work is, doesn't make your work complete. Like, me being happy for you wanting to do something doesn't mean that you did the thing that you want to do, or whoever it is. If it's grades, for example, you're going to tell your parents, oh, I'm going to aim for straight A's this semester, and like, they're like, okay, like, that's amazing. I love the fact that your head is in that place. I love the fact that that's what you want from school. But then you go off and like you never study, and then you like flunk all your tests and all that shit. It's a different story, because ultimately you feel the worst. The other people are just like, okay, well, this is the boy who cried wolf. This is the person who always says they're going to do shit and never does it. But for you, you take the most fucking burden and the most load, negative load, because you didn't live up to what you said you wanted to do. And you know how excited it made you feel when you talked about it. But now you can't get to that next level of excitement, or better yet, make that excitement permanent, because you haven't done the fucking work to actually reap the results that would make you feel good about it permanently, right? As I said, talk is cheap, and nobody likes cheap shit, right? And one thing that I heard from one of my mentors, Natasha Storm, she says, and I quote, "You must learn how to print $100 bills with your words." I'm going to repeat that again. You must learn to print $100 bills with your words, Natasha Storm. And when she said that, it clicked to me, because I definitely was that person for a super long time, where it's like, I'm going to go to this show and I'm just going to win, or I'm going to get my pro card in 2020, or I'm going to make X amount by X date for money in business. And those things that wouldn't happen, because all I would do is really fucking talk about it. And then I wouldn't actually do the work that's required to get to that position. So when I would talk about it, people were like, fuck yeah, like, let's go, because they're supportive. They want me to achieve these things just as I actually want to achieve them. But like, because I didn't achieve those things, I end up feeling the worst in the end, and my lack of self belief goes down because I actually haven't done the fucking thing. So beware of bum slaps. Beware of fishing for motivation from other people, just by telling them what you want to do. If that's who you are, if you notice yourself in that pattern, I urge you to just bite your tongue, and whatever it is that you would say to the other person to have them support you and make you feel like you've accomplished this goal, say it to your fucking self. Because at least if you don't live up to the expectation, only you knew. right? It'll still hurt, but only you knew, right? So stop going telling people, making these large commitments, telling people, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. I'm going to make $1 million this year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn pro. I'm going to do that. I'm going to win, whatever the fuck it is. Tell that to yourself and do the work daily to actually achieve that thing. Like actually make an intentional effort. And even if you don't achieve that thing, you'll be a lot closer to achieving it than just talking about it, if you know what I mean, right? You must learn how to print $100 bills with your words, meaning everything you say has to be so fucking legit. It literally has to make so much sense that your words print $100 bills. That's how legit your words are. And you don't just throw them around saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You don't do fuck all, right? Instead of flinging them around, like you have to understand, like your voice, your words, your commitments, what you express to other people when it comes to your goals, that's valuable. I'll put that at $100 bill just for the sake of this analogy. But the value of you just going around, just chatting shit everywhere, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, all these great things are going to happen, and you're not doing the work, that's like flinging around a fucking bunch of pennies. Would you rather fling around a bunch of pennies with your word or have your word be so fucking legit that every time you said it, it already happened? That like every time you said it, you printed a $100 bill. Like you want people to respect you, right? That's why you're telling them that you are aspiring to achieve such fucking grandiose, crazy goals. You want their respect, you want their adoration, you want them to support you. But have you done the work? Is it done yet? That's ultimately what it comes down to. And guys and girls, I'm not perfect. I'm telling you this because this is one of the things out of many things in my life that has held me back so fucking much. I was the guy that I'd go around and make fucking commitments, and I still do this. Honestly, it's something I still struggle with. I'll be honest with you. Make commitments left, right, and center, and I can't live up to those commitments because the main intention of me even opening it and voicing that opinion or expressing myself that way was mainly to get adoration from the people that I was talking to. And I'm a human being. I love attention too. I'm not telling you that it's a bad fucking thing to want attention, but it's like if you're going to go so far out of your way to inform other people about the commitments that you haven't even made yet, you're really fucking yourself and you need to get that checked. And I'm telling you this with personal experience. I'm not bullying you. I literally make this same mistake. So I'm here on the air telling you guys and girls not to make the same mistake. Does that make sense? Like I've been that guy and it sucks. So this is your reminder to stop biting off more than you can chew when you still have a fucking mouthful. All right, get to chewing, process, digest your plans. Make sure shit's already working. There was a saying somebody said, uh, leave it private until it's permanent. Right? Leave it private until it's permanent. I'm a big advocate in you telling people what your plans are once you're already in motion, or at least once you're pretty much close to achieving that said thing. But because it's so easy to get carried away with like the motivation of other people and the full sense of completion that you get when people give you bum slaps or they motivate you, like I noticed it's a lot more beneficial for the people that struggle with the latter to just leave it private until it's permanent. And one example for this would be when I actually got my pro card. So if you've been following me for a couple of years, like you know that I'm a natural bodybuilder. Like that's already it's called the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's a meathead, duh. So previously, leading up to any of the show, I would be like one of the first athletes to announce that I was gonna show up to the show. And there's nothing wrong with that, as I said earlier on. If you're doing the things and everything's aligned and you're gonna be getting that result anyway, power to you. Go fucking tell the world, right? Claim it, make it, talk about it, make it come into existence because you're already doing the thing. But I was one of those guys where I won't even lie. I'd come in and just talk a lot and be like, oh, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to be, first place at this show. And that show that I was talking about um, in 2019 actually ended up placing second. I was talking about, oh, I'm going to go up a weight class and I'm still going to win. And I'm the youngest guy on stage and I'm natural. And I was going on and on and on. And people were supporting me because that's why they followed me, like fucking, yeah, let's go, Matt. I root for you. So cool. Right. And then I went there and I got second place. See, the difference between me feeling like complete shit and me actually feeling like sort of whatever, and whatever being relative, like just good and bad, because I didn't win. It wasn't that bad because I actually did the things I was talking about as I led up to that show. I didn't get the result that I was claiming I was going to get, but I got a result that was pretty fucking close, which kept me mentally aligned to the fact that, okay, I could talk about this and go into this show confidently next year, knowing that I could expect something a little bit better, because a little bit better means first place because I was second. But then I thought to myself, is it really worth, like, do I actually have to fucking tell people when I'm about to make a move? Do I really actually have to vocalize to the whole entire planet that I'm gonna go compete at this fucking show and that I'm gonna get what I think I'm gonna get? I think I'm gonna get a pro card. I think I'm gonna get first place. So I'm gonna, like, do I have to tell people about that? No. Leave it private. Leave it private until it's permanent. That's the mindset that I adopted going into my last amateur show before I turned pro. Matter of fact, most people didn't even know I was going to compete. I would just post, a little bit of cheeky photos here and there of me being absolutely shredded, and then some like weird caption that would let people know that I was getting ready for something, but not letting them know exactly what I was getting ready for. And doing that allowed me to keep to myself the privacy of my goals until I was able to actually make that statement and manifest it in reality. And it was a lot more powerful. It felt a lot more valuable than the previous nationals I attended before that, where I was talking a whole fucking ton and I only got second place. Because this one, I kept my mouth fucking sealed, grinded, worked harder than I ever fucking have. And then when I went on stage, I fucking dominated and I got not only first place, but I got my pro card, right? But me saying that I'm going to get my pro card, me saying that I'm going to win first place was shit that I told myself. I felt like I didn't have to tell anybody because I knew I was doing the fucking work, period. And even if I didn't get the pro card, even if I didn't win first place, because I kept it to myself and I left it private until it was permanent, I felt like I accomplished more than if I were to just tell people, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing. And this is what I think I'm going to be getting because I'm doing this thing, and then not living up to it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So this is, again, this episode, guys and girls, is your reminder to stop biting off more than you can chew while you still have a mouthful. Get to work. All right. It's better to do that than fucking talk a whole bunch of shit and throw pennies everywhere when you can have so much integrity and so much legit fucking vibes that your words print $100 bills. Make sense? Guys and girls, give yourself the permission to break down and digest the words that you have in your mouth with serious, consistent, and integral actions day to day. Because the last thing you want to do is fucking embarrass yourself. Take it from me. But even worse is like the worst thing that comes out of that, outside of embarrassing yourself, is now suffering with less confidence, lower self esteem, because you don't even trust the words that are coming out of your fucking mouth. You don't even believe yourself. So how could you believe in yourself? You know what I'm talking about? I hope this actually breaks through to you. All right. So dry your tears and face your fucking fears. Learn from your mistakes so you don't repeat them. Or live the fate of the boy who cried wolf, who acts like a sheep. Right? Put respect and value on your name. You want people to like hear when you say something that it's already done. Like you want people to already. So if I make a promise to you and say, I promise I'm going to be here at 6:29 a.m. You want the other person to believe that you're going to be there at 6:29 a.m. because that's how legitimate and that's how integral your words are. That's how like straightforward you are with your intentions. You don't say it until it's already done. Leave it private until it's permanent. I didn't really talk about when about going to turn pro until I fucking turned pro. Period. And when I compare that to every other show that I competed at when I was an amateur, it was the complete opposite. I was always talking about how much I was going to do, and I never did enough, as opposed to not talking at all about what I was going to do and doing way more than anyone, including myself, expected. Okay? Put some respect and value on your name. Talk is cheap, but you also have that ability to make that tongue print $100 bills. All right? Validation, bum slaps, or me clapping for you won't make you lose 20 pounds of body fat. Validation or me clapping for you isn't going to make you magically gain 4 inches on your biceps. Me saying congratulations for you when you've done nothing yet only holds you back. It makes you feel like you accomplished something when you actually did nothing. Vigorous work ethic is the only thing that's going to get you to whatever claims you even have to fucking make. Vigorous work ethic. And I'm a fucking product of that. So can you. You can be a product of that. All right. As I said, guys and girls, leave it private until it's permanent, or you can be the sheep in wolf's clothing. Do the work. That's it. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, share it out with a friend. All I want for you guys and girls to do is really just embrace your inner meathead together. That's all I want for you guys and girls to do. All right. Embrace your inner meathead. Look at yourself in the mirror, reflect, see if you want to actually burn body fat, see if you want to change the way you think about yourself, see if you want to change the way that you live your life with your peers, your children, people in your family, and things like that. Like, this whole podcast is meant to bring you up and bring you to that next level. And if it means that I got to share with you some of my experiences that are kind of fucking embarrassing so that you can actually get to that level, I'm down. I'm with it. I'm 100% okay with keeping it a stack, as long as you're going to get value, as long as you're going to change, as long as you're going to get better. Like, that's the whole point of this. That's the only reason why I give you guys and girls these episodes. All right. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Matt Butale, IFBB Pro, signing out. Boom. Podcast episode is recorded. And I'm going to be looking at some of the comments here on Instagram and TikTok real quick. And then I'm going to be dipping out. So, TikTok, first of all, shout out to everybody that joined. And Miss Toxic says, hey, Matt. Okay. Spamming Matt. Okay. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing love, but I don't know what you wanted to do there. Free Tater Tot says, hey, okay, Mr. Bodybuilder, where you from? Nerve facts, yes. So I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. You know what it is. I'm going to read some of the comments here on Instagram real quick. And guys and girls, if you do have questions, if you do have comments, feel free to drop them. I will answer them to the best of my abilities. So shout out to everybody that joined. Dalen says, great topic. I appreciate you, homie. Thanks for always fucking showing support. Lizzie says, Matt, okay, I appreciate you, Lizzie. Thank you so much. She calls me gorgeous. I appreciate the compliments. Lizzie says, I know you don't care, but I have to say it. Definitely respect you and admire you. You're pretty perfect. Yes, sir. So I'm not perfect, but I do appreciate your compliments as always, Lizzie. Homie, AAU Naruto. You know what time it is, homie. He says, I was there when you won. Clear-cut winner, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing that on the live stream, my brother. Lizzie says, love how you talk. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up, Yoshi? Drop the fire comment. I fuck with you, man. You know what time it is. OMG, you looked mouth-watering. I appreciate it. Everything you say makes perfect sense. Thanks for actually listening. Totally going to be there. Awesome. I love the support. Hey, Manraj, what's up? He's like, should I train glutes 7 times a week? This guy's like, it's one of my good friends here. The fucking troll. He knows what he's doing. He's also a coach himself too. Hit him up at Sandhu Fitness, SANDHU FITNESS _ Sandhu Fitness. Holla at your boy Manraj. He's a fucking gem. This guy's killing me. Should I train glutes 7 times a week? You fucking troll. Oh man. All right, people. That's it. That's all. Hope you guys and girls enjoy your day today. You know what time it is. We're signing out. Peace, love, motherfucking protein. Later, y'all.